There are some family secrets that, once exposed, change everything forever. My sister-in-law, Monica, was absolutely convinced I was hiding something terrible about my daughter. She was so determined to expose me that she demanded DNA tests for the whole family. She wanted to prove I was a liar to restore what she called justice to our family. But when those results came back, it was not my life that fell apart. It was hers. The truth she uncovered was not about me at all. It was about her own marriage, her own lies, and a secret she had buried for 6 years. Before we dive into what happened, I would love to know where you are watching this from. Drop your location in the comments below. If you are enjoying the story so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me keep sharing these real-life stories with you. Now, let me take you back to where this nightmare began. My name is Blake. I am 32 years old, and I live in a small town just outside Austin, Texas. I work for a small family-owned construction company that specializes in renovating and repairing old homes. It is honest work, the kind that leaves you tired at the end of the day, but satisfied. I have an older brother named David. He is 4 years older than me, married to a woman named Monica for 7 years now. They have 2 kids together. Tyler is 5 years old, and Sophie is 2. Growing up, David and I were close. We did everything together. Fishing trips on weekends, working on cars in the garage, helping our dad fix things around the house. Our family was tight-knit. Every Sunday, we would gather at our parents' house for dinner. Mom would cook a big meal, and we would all sit around the table laughing and catching up on the week. Monica seemed nice enough when David first brought her home. She was friendly, always bringing homemade desserts to family dinners. Apple pie, chocolate brownies, lemon bars. She seemed to fit right in. But looking back now, I can see there were always little signs of something underneath. A sharpness in her eyes when she thought no one was looking. A way of keeping score in conversations, making sure she came out on top. But back then, I did not pay much attention. She was my brother's wife, and that was good enough for me. 15 months ago, everything started to shift. Our grandfather passed away at the age of 87. He had been sick for a while, and we all knew it was coming, but it still hit hard. Grandpa Joe had a small farmhouse on 15 acres just outside of town. It was an old place built in the 1950s with a wraparound porch and a barn that was slowly falling apart. He also had some savings, about $120,000 that he had carefully put away over the years. When the will was read, it surprised everyone. Grandpa Joe left most of his estate to me. The farmhouse and $80,000. David got $40,000. I knew why, even if no one else seemed to understand at first. For the last 3 years of Grandpa's life, I had been the one taking care of him. Every day after work, I would stop by his place. I would check on him, make sure he had food, fix things around the house when they broke. The roof leaked one winter, and I spent 2 weekends up there patching it. The plumbing gave out, and I crawled under the house to repair it. I would sit with him on the porch in the evenings drinking sweet tea and listening to him tell stories about his time in the Navy, about raising my dad, about losing Grandma. David had his own life. He had a demanding job at an accounting firm in the city, 2 young kids and a wife who kept him busy. He visited Grandpa maybe once a month, if that. I did not hold it against him. Everyone has their own responsibilities. But Grandpa noticed who was there and who was not. When he made his will, he wanted to leave the bulk of what he had to the person who had been there for him. That person was me. I never asked for it. I never expected it. I just loved the old man and wanted to make sure he was okay. But Monica did not see it that way. The Sunday after the will was read, we all gathered for dinner as usual. The air felt different, heavier. Monica kept making little comments throughout the meal. She would say things like, "Well, Blake, you certainly knew how to invest your time in the right places, did you not?" Or, "Funny how some people end up with more than others, is it not?" David tried to smooth things over, telling her that I deserved what Grandpa left me. But I could see the resentment building in Monica's eyes. She smiled when she said these things, but the smile never reached her eyes. Over the next few weeks, Monica became colder toward me. She stopped bringing desserts to family dinners. She barely spoke to me when I was around. When I walked into a room, she would find an excuse to leave. I tried not to let it bother me, but it was hard. The warmth that used to fill our family gatherings started to fade, replaced by an uncomfortable tension that no one knew how to address. 4 months after Grandpa died, I met Emma. I was sitting in a local coffee shop one Saturday morning, working on some sketches for a renovation project when she walked in with a little girl. The girl had curly brown hair and bright green eyes, and she was chattering away about something she had seen on the way over. Emma ordered a hot chocolate for her daughter and a latte for herself, and when she turned around looking for a seat, our eyes met. I smiled. She smiled back. There was an empty chair at my table, so I offered it to them. We started talking, and I learned that Emma was 29, a single mother working as a nurse at the local hospital. Her daughter's name was Lily, and she was 3 years old. Lily was shy at first, hiding behind her mom's legs, but after a few minutes she warmed up and started showing me her stuffed bunny. Emma and I hit it off immediately. She was genuine funny and strong in a way that I admired. Raising a kid on her own while working full-time was no small thing. We exchanged numbers, and a few days later I asked her out for dinner. Over the next few months, we grew close. I fell for Emma hard, and I fell for Lily too. I would take Lily to the park, push her on the swings, and read her bedtime stories when I stayed over. She started calling me Uncle Blake, and my heart would swell every time she said it. Emma never talked much about Lily's father. When I asked early on, she just said, "He is not in our lives anymore. It is better that way." I respected her privacy and did not push. After 6 months of dating, I decided it was time to introduce Emma and Lily to my family. I brought them to Sunday dinner. My parents were thrilled. They welcomed Emma with open arms and immediately started fussing over Lily, asking her about her favorite cartoons and offering her cookies. David was friendly too, shaking Emma's hand and complimenting her on raising such a sweet kid. But Monica was different. She barely acknowledged them. She gave a stiff nod when I introduced her, and then she sat at the far end of the table, silent for most of the meal. I noticed her watching us, her eyes flicking between me, Emma, and Lily. After dinner, I was helping clear the table when I overheard Monica talking to my mom in the kitchen. She said, "Does Lily not look a bit like Blake, especially the nose and the jawline?" My mom laughed it off. "Oh, Monica, do not be silly. They just met a few months ago." But I could hear the seed of doubt being planted. Monica was good at that, planting little ideas and letting them grow. Over the next few weeks, Monica started asking questions. She would corner family members at gatherings and say things like, "Did Blake ever mention any girlfriends before Emma? Anyone he was serious with?" She started digging through social media, looking for any connection between Emma and me from years ago. She even reached out to an old friend of mine asking about my past relationships. It was obsessive, and it was starting to spread doubt through the family. A month later, it all came to a head at Tyler's birthday party. David and Monica hosted it at their house. There were about 20 people there. Family neighbors, some of Tyler's friends from preschool. It was a warm afternoon, and everyone was gathered in the backyard. Kids were running around playing games. Adults were standing in clusters, talking and laughing. I was playing with the kids, helping them with a water balloon toss when Monica called out to me. Blake, can I ask you something? Her voice was loud enough that several people nearby turned to look. I walked over, wiping water off my hands. Sure, what is up? She crossed her arms, her expression hard. How did you and Emma meet? I frowned, confused. I already told you. We met at a coffee shop, Blue Moon over on Main Street. Monica tilted her head. Are you sure that was the first time you met her, or had you known her before? I felt my stomach tighten. What are you getting at? Monica's voice got louder. Lily is 3 years old. That means Emma was pregnant 4 years ago. Where were you 4 years ago? I blinked, trying to keep my cool. I was living in my old apartment. Why are you asking me this? Monica stepped closer. Because Lily looks just like you, and Emma never talks about Lily's father. Does that not seem strange to you? The backyard went quiet. Everyone was staring now. I could feel the heat rising in my face, a mix of anger and embarrassment. What exactly are you accusing me of? Monica did not back down. I think you might be Lily's father. I think you got Emma pregnant years ago, abandoned her, and now you are pretending you just met. I think you are lying to all of us. The words hit me like a punch. I stood there, stunned, unable to believe what I was hearing. David stepped forward, putting a hand on Monica's shoulder. Monica, stop! This is Tyler's birthday, not the time. But Monica shook him off. No, David, someone needs to say it. Blake has been hiding something, and we all deserve to know the truth. I felt my hands shake. That is a ridiculous accusation, Monica. I am not hiding anything. I met Emma 6 months ago. Lily is not my daughter. Monica's eyes narrowed. Then prove it. The tension was unbearable. People were whispering. Some looked uncomfortable. Others looked curious, like they were watching a soap opera unfold. David grabbed Monica's arm, trying to pull her away. Come on, let us go inside. But the damage was done. Monica had planted her poison in front of everyone. I left the party shortly after. Emma could see how upset I was, and we drove home in silence. When we got back to my place, I sat on the couch with my head in my hands. Emma sat next to me, her hand on my back. Blake, we both know the truth. Do not let her get to you. But it was too late. The seed of doubt had been planted not just in Monica's mind, but in everyone else's too. Over the next few days, my parents called. They were careful, gentle, but I could hear the questions underneath their words. Son, you would tell us if there was something we needed to know, right? It hurt. It hurt that even they were starting to wonder. I explained everything again, but I could tell they were not entirely convinced. Emma knew what was happening too. One night she said, if this is causing problems with your family, maybe we should take a break. I grabbed her hand. No, we are not doing anything wrong. This is just Monica being jealous and vindictive. But Monica did not stop. She kept digging. She made posts on the family's private Facebook group, vague messages about honesty and trust being the foundation of family. Everyone knew she was talking about me. I felt isolated. Some relatives stopped calling. Others would give me strange looks at family gatherings. Monica had successfully turned my life into a scandal. 2 months after the birthday party confrontation, Emma and I got engaged. I proposed on a quiet evening at the farmhouse, the place Grandpa had left me. Emma said yes, and we were both so happy. But when I announced it to the family, Monica exploded. She called me that night, her voice shaking with rage. You cannot marry her while you are still lying to everyone. I tried to stay calm. I am not lying, Monica. She cut me off. Then prove it. Get a DNA test. I sighed. That is absurd. I do not need to prove anything. Monica's voice turned cold. If you do not do it, I will take legal action. I will sue to contest Grandpa's will. I will prove that you manipulated him, that you have been dishonest all along. If you are hiding a child, it shows you are not trustworthy. I will get that will overturned. I felt trapped. The idea of a long legal battle of dragging Grandpa's memory through the mud made me sick. I talked to Emma about it. She was hurt, but she understood. If doing the test will end this, then let us do it. We know the truth. I thought about it for a long time. Then an idea came to me. If Monica wanted to use DNA to expose lies, then let us go all the way. I called a family meeting the following Sunday. Everyone gathered at my parents' house. The tension was thick. I stood up and addressed the room. Monica wants me to take a DNA test to prove Lily is not my daughter. Fine, I will do it. But if we are testing to ensure honesty in this family, then let us test everyone. Let us test all the kids, Tyler, Sophie, Lily, all of them. If we are going to make sure there are no secrets, let us be thorough. The room went silent. Monica's face went pale. Why would we test my kids? They have nothing to do with this. I looked her in the eye. If we are doing this to protect the integrity of our family, then everyone should be included. We should all have the same transparency. David looked at Monica confused. Blake has a point. If we are going to do this, we should do it right. We have nothing to hide. Monica opened her mouth to argue, but she could not find the words. She was cornered. If she refused now, it would look suspicious. She finally knotted her jaw tight. Fine, test everyone. The following week, we all went to a lab. Blake, David, Monica, Emma. We brought the kids, Lily, Tyler, Sophie. The lab technician took swabs from everyone's mouths. It was quick and painless, but the atmosphere was anything but. Monica tried to act confident, making small talk with the technician, but I could see her hands shaking slightly. David looked uncomfortable, like he wanted this whole thing to be over. Emma held Lily's hand, whispering reassurances to her. I just felt numb. The technician said results would take about 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks were the longest of my life. The family barely spoke. David and I texted a couple of times, but the conversations were stiff and awkward. Monica avoided everyone. Emma and I tried to go about our normal lives, but there was a constant weight hanging over us. Every morning, I woke up wondering what the results would show. I knew what mine would say. I was not Lily's father. But what about the others? The results came via email on a Wednesday morning. I was sitting at my kitchen table drinking coffee when the notification popped up on my phone. My hand shook as I opened the attachment. I scanned through the document. Blake and Lily's 0% probability of paternity. Relief washed over me, but it was short-lived. There was another section, a full comparison of all family relationships. I kept reading. David and Sophie, 99.9% probability of paternity. That made sense. But then I saw the next line. David and Tyler, 0% probability of paternity. I read it again, and again. I could not believe what I was seeing. Tyler was not David's son. Monica had cheated. Tyler was the result of an affair. I sat there frozen. My mind raced. 6 years ago, Monica had gotten pregnant with someone else's child, and she had let David believe Tyler was his all this time. I picked up my phone and called the lab, thinking there had to be a mistake. The woman on the other end assured me the results had been double-checked. There was no error. I did not know what to do. I texted David. "Did you get your results yet?" He replied a few minutes later. "Not yet. Probably tonight." I sent back, "Brace yourself." He responded with a question mark, but I did not explain. This was something he needed to see for himself. That evening, the whole family gathered again at my parents' house. It felt like a trial. Everyone sat around the living room, tension crackling in the air. Monica walked in carrying a bottle of wine, a confident smile on her face. She thought tonight was her victory. She thought I was about to be exposed. My dad cleared his throat. All right, everyone got their results. Let us just get this over with. I spoke first. My results are clear. Lily is not my daughter, just like I have been saying all along. Monica exhaled, but there was still a smugness in her expression. Emma squeezed my hand, relief evident on her face. Then David pulled out his phone. He opened the email, and I watched his face change. The color drained from his cheeks. His eyes widened. He looked up at Monica, and his voice came out as a whisper. Tyler is not my son. The room went completely silent. You could hear a pin drop. My mom gasped. My dad's face went red. Monica's confidence shattered. She tried to speak, but no words came out. David stood up, holding his phone out toward her. It says right here, Sophie is mine, Tyler is not. How is that possible? Monica started shaking her head, tears forming in her eyes. No, that cannot be right. There must be a mistake. I spoke up. I called the lab. There is no mistake. David turned to me, then back to Monica. His voice was trembling now. Tyler is 6 years old. That means 6 years ago you were pregnant with someone else's child. Who, Monica? Who is his father? Monica broke down. She started crying, her hands covering her face. I am so sorry. I did not mean for this to happen. David's voice rose. You did not mean for what to happen, getting pregnant, lying to me for 6 years, letting me raise a child thinking he was mine. Monica could not answer. She just kept sobbing. My parents sat there stunned. My mom had tears running down her face. My dad looked like he wanted to throw something. David grabbed his coat. I cannot be here right now. Monica jumped up, reaching for him. Please do not go. We need to talk about this. David pulled away from her. There is nothing to talk about. You lied to me for 6 years, Monica. You let me believe Tyler was my son. How can I ever trust you again? He walked out the door. Monica ran after him, her cries echoing through the house. We could hear her outside begging him to stay to listen. But David got in his car and drove off. I sat there feeling a strange mix of emotions. Relief that I had been vindicated. Sadness for David. Anger at Monica for causing all of this. Emma put her arm around me, whispering, You did not cause this. My mom was still crying. My dad just sat with his head in his hands. The dinner ended in silence and heartbreak. The first week after everything came out was a blur. David did not call anyone. Monica tried calling me several times, but I did not answer. I was not ready to talk to her. Emma asked me if I thought Monica wanted to apologize, but I did not care. She had tried to destroy me, and in doing so, she destroyed herself. My parents called to apologize for ever doubting me. My mom cried on the phone. I am so sorry, sweetheart. I should have trusted you. I told her it was okay that Monica had manipulated everyone, but it still hurt that they had questioned me. David finally reached out at the end of the week. He asked if we could meet at a coffee shop. When I got there, he looked terrible. His eyes were bloodshot, his hair messy stubble covering his face. He had always been clean-cut, put together. Now he looked broken. We sat down, and for a long time, neither of us said anything. Finally, David spoke. I moved out. I am staying with a friend. I nodded. I am sorry, man. He shook his head. Do not be. You did me a favor. I needed to know the truth. I have been living a lie for 6 years. I asked him how he was handling it. He said he did not know. Some days he was angry. Other days he just felt numb. The worst part, he said, was thinking about Tyler. I have raised him since the day he was born. I was there when he took his first steps, said his first word. I taught him how to ride a bike. He calls me dad. How do I just walk away from that? I did not have an answer. After a long pause, David said, I am going to file for divorce. But I am not walking away from Tyler. I do not care what the DNA says. I am his dad. I am the one who has been there. I am not going to punish him for Monica's mistakes. I felt a surge of respect for my brother. That is the right thing to do. David nodded. Sophie is mine biologically, and Tyler is mine in every way that matters. I will fight for custody of both of them. Over the following months, David did exactly that. He moved into a small apartment, got a lawyer, and started the divorce process. The custody arrangement gave him the kids 3 days a week. Monica moved back in with her parents in a town an hour away. I heard through the family grapevine that she was trying to reconnect with Tyler's biological father, some guy she had a brief affair with years ago. I did not know the details, and honestly, I did not want to. David and I slowly rebuilt our relationship. We started going fishing again on weekends like we used to. Sometimes he would bring Tyler and I would bring Lily. The kids got along great, playing together by the water while David and I talked. He told me he was in therapy trying to work through everything. He said some days were harder than others, but he was managing. I was proud of him for handling it with so much grace. 3 months after the DNA results came out, Emma and I got married. It was a small ceremony, just close family and a few friends. We held it at the farmhouse, the place Grandpa Joe had left me. I had spent months fixing it up, turning it into a real home. The ceremony took place on the front lawn under a big oak tree. Emma wore a simple white dress, and Lily wore a pink one. David stood beside me as my best man. Tyler and Lily were our flower kids walking down the aisle together, giggling and tossing petals. It was a beautiful day, filled with love and hope. During the ceremony, when the officiant asked if anyone objected, there was a moment of silence, and then everyone laughed. The tension from the past year seemed to melt away, at least for that afternoon. After the wedding, Lily started calling me Daddy. It happened naturally. One morning, she woke up, crawled into bed with Emma and me, and said, "Good morning, Daddy." My heart felt like it would burst. I was not her biological father, but I was her dad in every way that mattered. Emma and I talked about adoption, making it official, and we started the paperwork. I wanted Lily to know that I chose her just like David chose Tyler. Family is not just about blood. It is about who shows up, who stays, who loves you even when things get hard. Looking back on everything, I have learned a lot about truth, family, and forgiveness. Monica's attempt to expose me ended up exposing her own secrets. She thought she was protecting her family, defending some sense of justice. But really, she was just projecting her own guilt onto me. The lie she had been living with for 6 years ate away at her, and when she saw me with Emma and Lily, she convinced herself I must be hiding something too. Maybe it made her feel less alone in her deception. Or maybe she was just jealous that I had inherited more from Grandpa and wanted to take me down. I do not feel victorious about what happened. There is no satisfaction in watching someone's marriage fall apart, even if that person tried to ruin you. I just feel sad for everyone involved. Sad for David, who had to learn that the woman he loved had betrayed him in the worst way. Sad for Tyler, who will one day have to understand why his family is broken. Sad for Sophie, who will grow up in a split home. Even sad for Monica, who now has to live with the consequences of her choices. But I also feel grateful. Grateful that the truth came out, even though it was painful. David deserved to know. He deserved the chance to make decisions based on reality, not lies. And I am grateful for Emma and Lily. They are my family now, not because of DNA, but because we choose each other every single day. That is what family really is. It is not about genetics or blood relations. It is about love, commitment, and being there when it matters most. David is doing better now. He has a good routine with the kids, and he is learning to trust again. He even started dating someone a few months ago, a woman he met through work. I am happy for him. He deserves a fresh start. Monica, from what I hear, is still trying to piece her life back together. I do not know if she has found any peace. Part of me hopes she has for Tyler's sake, but I have not spoken to her since that night when everything fell apart. I do not think I ever will. My parents have also come around. They see Emma and Lily as part of the family now. My mom dotes on Lily the same way she does with Tyler and Sophie. My dad taught Lily how to fish last summer, and she caught her first tiny bluegill. The pride on her face was something I will never forget. We still have Sunday dinners, though the dynamic is different now. Smaller, quieter, but somehow more genuine. There is no more pretending, no more secrets lurking beneath the surface. Just honesty, even when it is uncomfortable. I think about Grandpa Joe sometimes, wondering what he would make of all this. I like to think he would be proud of how I handled things. He always valued honesty and integrity. He used to say, "The truth might hurt for a moment, but a lie will hurt forever." He was right. Monica's lie hurt her, David, and everyone around them for 6 years. The truth hurt too, but it also set everyone free. Free to move forward, to heal, to build something real. One of the biggest lessons I have learned is about the nature of family. Growing up, I always thought family was something you were born into, something defined by blood. But now, I know it is so much more than that. David is still Tyler's dad, even though they do not share DNA. I am Lily's dad, even though I did not help create her. Family is about who you choose to love and who chooses to love you back. It is about showing up even when it is hard. It is about forgiveness, sacrifice, and commitment. Emma and I talk about having more kids someday. Maybe Lily will have a little brother or sister. The farmhouse has plenty of room, and I have been fixing up one of the spare bedrooms just in case. Life feels full now. Not perfect, but full. And that is enough. Sometimes people ask me if I regret suggesting that everyone get tested. They wonder if maybe it would have been better not to know to let sleeping dogs lie. But I do not see it that way. Yes, the truth was painful. Yes, it tore apart a marriage and shattered illusions. But living in a lie is worse. David had a right to know. He had a right to make informed choices about his life. And I had a right to clear my name. Monica's accusations were destroying my reputation, my relationships, and my peace of mind. The DNA test gave everyone clarity, even if that clarity came with heartbreak. I also think about what Monica must have been feeling all those years, carrying that secret, looking at Tyler every day, and knowing the truth. It must have been exhausting. Maybe that is why she lashed out at me so viciously. When you are living a lie, you see lies everywhere. You project your own guilt onto others. In a twisted way, I almost understand, but understanding does not mean forgiving. What she did, trying to ruin me to cover her own tracks, was cruel, and I am not ready to let that go. As I sit here now, watching Lily play in the backyard with Emma, I feel at peace. The farmhouse is almost fully renovated. The porch is fixed, the barn is getting a new roof, and the land is coming back to life. Grandpa Joe would be happy to see it. This place is not just a house anymore. It is a home. It is where my family is. And family, I have learned, is not about where you come from. It is about where you belong. So what is the lesson in all of this? I think it is simple. The truth will always come out one way or another. You can bury it, hide it, deny it, but eventually it surfaces. And when it does, you have two choices. You can face it with courage and integrity, or you can let it destroy you. Monica chose to hide. David and I chose to face it, and that has made all the difference. If you are watching this and you have ever been accused of something you did not do, or if you have ever felt like someone was trying to tear you down out of jealousy or spite, I want you to know this. Stand firm in your truth. Do not let other people's insecurity or guilt become your burden. Sometimes the people who accuse you the loudest are the ones with the most to hide. And sometimes the best thing you can do is simply let the truth speak for itself. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where someone falsely accused you of something? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing your stories. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button. It helps more people find these real-life experiences. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, so you do not miss future stories, share this video with someone who might need to hear it, someone who is going through their own family drama, or someone who just needs a reminder that the truth always wins in the end. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I know it was a heavy one, but I hope it gave you something to think about. Life is messy. Families are complicated, but honesty and love are what get us through. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember that you deserve to be surrounded by people who believe in you and support you. Until next time, stay strong and stay true.